So my Accutane journey. I remember when before I even started Accutane, I would spend days on YouTube looking through my Accutane journey videos, and yeah, and they really helped me like understand the whole journey from like a non-doctor's perspective, from like people who actually took it. Here's another one of those videos for you to watch. So first of all, Accutane. What is Accutane? Accutane is a prescribed drug that you take that clears your skin like 100%, almost 100%. Just put this video into before I even started Accutane, so sort of my skin journey, my acne before Accutane, and like what made me think of Accutane, what made me think of taking Accutane, and then like the process of me actually taking Accutane, and then during Accutane, so the side effects I experienced, everything like that, and lastly now. So I've been off Accutane for around 3 months, and yeah, so post Accutane, I guess. So for this video, I'm wearing 100% absolutely no makeup at all. I just came back from the gym, so my skin is a little bit red, but other than that, there is no makeup, and you can see all my imperfections. That's great, isn't it? Okay, so before Accutane, before I even started Accutane, so I had acne from a pretty young age, from around like 11, 12, and that's probably because I would blame it, first of all, my diet. I had a really bad diet, and also I loved makeup, so I'd experiment with makeup a lot when I was younger. Not really go out with makeup, just play around with makeup around the house. So I think that's also another factor that contributed to me having really bad acne. So when I first got acne when I was younger, it wasn't that bad. It was just like a few pimples on my forehead, a few on my chin. I went to the doctor, dermatologist, and he prescribed me an antibiotic. First of all, obviously, he prescribed me some face wash and stuff like that. It worked, but then my acne came back, so he prescribed me some antibiotics, and then my acne went for like, I think, around like a year and a half. But then it started coming back, and I just used face wash, and I had acne for around like a year, so I didn't go to a dermatologist for a year probably, and then it came back, and that was probably like the end of 2014. So then I went to a dermatologist, a different one, and I'm like, hey, my acne, blah, blah. She prescribed me an antibiotic. And honestly, I wish I started Accutane in the end of 2014, but I didn't, because I feel like if I started then, I wouldn't have this many scars on my face. But oh well. So I took the antibiotics. It was a 3 months prescription. So that was in the beginning of 2015, probably from around like June to March, something like that. And it didn't work one bit. I mean, maybe it went down a little bit, but it really didn't help, and I just felt very self-conscious. And during that time, I was pounding on foundation like no other. I mean, before that, I did have acne, but I didn't really put foundation. But during that time, I put foundation like no other. I was so insecure with my skin. I'm like, I can't wear foundation anywhere. I can't wear foundation every day. And makeup, I loved makeup, and it went from a point that I wanted to wear makeup to the point where I felt the need. Did I just spit? Where I felt the need to wear makeup because I was insecure, and I never wanted to be one of those people that are like, oh, I'm insecure, I'm gonna wear makeup to cover up my imperfections. So that was a really bad time about myself, and I felt bad. And especially being a hijabi, the only thing people can see is obviously your face, so it's a lot of attention is on it. You can't distract it with other features and stuff like that. So I was very insecure. Even though I wore makeup, you could see the acne. It was like bubbles on my skin. It was horrible. And I just felt really bad, and I started looking into like how people clear their acne and stuff like that. The squeaky noise is annoying. I started looking into how people clean their acne and stuff like that, and I found the glorious Accutane, and I researched about it for months. I like YouTube, I looked on forums, stuff like that. People were like, oh my god, it can cause suicide, and I'm like, hell no. Like, I don't want to die. I mean, I don't want acne, but I don't want to die. Sorry, the lighting went a little bit weird. Anyways, I looked into it for a long time on YouTube and stuff like that. So it was around July where I went to a dermatologist, and before I went into his room, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring up Accutane. I want to ask him, like, I want to take it, because I heard like from YouTube and stuff, people were like, oh, it's very hard to convince your dermatologist. I went into the dermatologist and I was like, oh, this is my journey. Like, I've took so many things. I've took so many antibiotics. I've tried different face washes. I've tried everything. And then he looked at my skin like through the magnifying lens or whatever, and I didn't even like bring up Accutane yet, and he looked at me. He's like, Accutane, and I'm like, yes. People were talking about how you have to take pregnancy tests like a month before Accutane to make sure you're not pregnant, and then you can start when they make sure you're not pregnant, because Accutane like is very bad. If you had a baby, your baby's gonna be born deformed, so obviously they don't want that. So I knew they wouldn't do that because in Saudi Arabia they knew I wasn't gonna be pregnant, you know what I mean? He didn't do that, so I'm like, great, I'm not gonna be like the people I watch on YouTube and I'm just gonna start on Accutane straight away. Boy, was I wrong. So before you start Accutane, anywhere, Saudi Arabia, not Saudi Arabia, whatever, they do a blood test to make sure all your organs are working properly, because Accutane, it can affect your liver. They want to make sure everything's fine, so they did a blood test and there was something wrong with my liver. Apparently there was a vaccination that I was meant to have taken as a young child, but I didn't. My parents didn't give it to me, so I had to take it so this was around July, so I had to take it then, and then I had to wait a month, and then I had to do another blood test to make sure everything was fine. Alhamdulillah, everything was fine. So it took me a month to actually start the drug, so many blood tests, many vaccinations, stuff like that. Organs are working optimally. I'm like, okay, finally I can start it. So I started my Accutane journey August 5th, 2015. So this, right now, we're going to start talking about my actual Accutane journey. So my dose was 40 milligrams a day, so I just take 2 pills after like a lunch, 2 20 milligram pills. So then I went to a doctor. Basically I was like between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, so I came back to Egypt and I went to a doctor here like a month after I started Accutane, and I'm like, do I increase the dose, do I lower the dose? And that stupid doctor, he made me lower the dose to 30 milligrams, and that was so bad because after a month I increased it. I called my doctor in Saudi Arabia. I'm like, he decreased it and I listened to him, but I feel like I'm going backwards. What do I do? He's like, no, continue on 40 milligrams. And from then on I continued on 40 milligrams. So my journey was around 7 months. It was meant to be 6 months, but I stayed longer because that doctor made me go on 30 milligrams. So I had to, like, you know, take those like pills. So it extended to like 7.5 months. I don't know if you guys know, but you have to take monthly blood tests, and that's kind of annoying. You have to go to and the months just passes by like this, so it's like you have to keep getting blood tested, making sure everything was optimal. Thank God everything was good for me, but you have to make sure you drink so much water. You have to make sure you're getting all your nutrients. I did take a few vitamins, and yeah, I did take a few like vitamin pills. So you have to do that. Side effects, the good old side effects. So that was the thing I was so nervous about. I was so scared about, and especially like on the internet, people have horror stories that scare you. The first thing that I experienced like 2 weeks into Accutane was dry freaking lips. It kills like, and you just get used to it. Like, your best friend is a lip balm. I'll actually show you guys. So this thing was my best friend. So literally on school, on my desk, I'd have my pencil case and this. I'd usually have this and not my pencil case. So this is your best friend lip balm. Like every 10 minutes I'm just like if someone wants lip balm, they know I have it. And the day I forgot my lip balm at home was literally hell. It was hell. Around like month 3, so around like, I don't know, November, December, I started getting really bad like dry nose, and especially I had like a fever at that time, so like I'd blow my nose and that would make it even worse. So that I started getting like a lot of nosebleeds and stuff like that, and that was really bad and it really hurt and I was uncomfortable, but honestly to me it was worth it. Well, the main side effect is dryness. So dryness, because Accutane, it dries, like it kind of stops the oil secretion in your body, so it dries your lips. I was using this Cetaphil and I was using this on my skin. I don't use it anymore because my skin is naturally oily, but during Accutane my skin was really dry, so I would use this Cetaphil. It's for like sensitive dry skin, and it just works wonders, and it just lasted a really long time, so there's a lot left, but yeah. So these 2 items became my best friend. As for how I washed my face, I just washed it with normal soap. Okay, back to the side effects. Sorry, this video seems like all over the place, but I really want to get everything across because I hope this helps someone, because these videos really helped me when I was going on Accutane. So side effects, I really didn't get any other side effects. Probably like after I worked out, my joints would kind of hurt, so that was sort of bad. But other than that, I would say nighttime blindness. I know that was a side effect, but like during the night or during dark places, I wouldn't see really well, so that was sort of also annoying. But I think that's pretty much it. Those are all the side effects that I experienced myself. I know a lot of people were saying depressive moods, but honestly for me it was the opposite. I didn't experience any depressive moods because I was feeling better because my Accutane was going away, so my Accutane my acne was going away, so I was feeling better. Like, my skin was clearing, my mood was getting, I was also, like, at that time starting to eat healthier, going to a more plant-based diet, so that was also helped me, like, feel better. I think it also helped clear my skin more, but obviously I think Accutane was the main reason. I started losing weight, so I started feeling better about myself and started getting healthier. I don't think it really caused any mental issues, but I know it does, so be careful about that. I think if you have a history with mental issues, I wouldn't really, I don't think Accutane is the best. The main question I had, because I was so insecure in my skin before Accutane, so I wear a lot of foundation, so the main question I had was, do people wear foundation, or can you wear makeup during Accutane? Was it going to make it worse? Honestly, guys, I did not wear any makeup during Accutane. Probably from my 7 months in Accutane, I wore 10 days of makeup, so 10 out of the 7 months I had makeup on, and it was just because I wanted to feel glam. So it was really hard for me, especially in the beginning when my skin was so bad, to have no makeup on. But I sort of made the dedication to myself. I'm like, I'm going to, like, I'm changing my skin, I'm changing myself, I might as well just be happy with myself. And once I was happy, once I was just comfortable, obviously I was never like, oh, I love my acne, but once I was just comfortable and accepted it, I felt so much better about myself, and people started, like, complimenting me. They're like, oh, your skin's getting better. And it was just sort of like, when I put my self-worth off my acne, off my face, and let my other features shine, such as, you know, your personality, your confidence, that's when you sort of become comfortable with that. I know what it feels to have disgusting acne and just feel bad about yourself, and that's how I felt in the beginning of 2015. However, towards the end, I just built self-acceptance. I was just like, I don't care, this is my acne. If people are going to be disgusted to talk to me, and honestly no one is, no one really cares, no one, like, stop thinking that your acne is the center of the world. It really isn't. Like, it's not a big deal. And I just recommend not wearing makeup, honestly. Like, I didn't wear makeup. I think it might have helped. I don't know, a lot of people wear makeup and it still helped, so I don't know if it really has an effect on the journey, but for me it wasn't necessary. So yeah, so this is my skin after Accutane. I've been off Accutane for around 2-3 months, and I do have a lot of scars and some pimples do come up, but obviously it is not near as bad as the worst. If acne does come again, I will go on Accutane, no, hands down, like, no doubt, no denial, nothing. I will just go on there, because it really did change my life and it changed my confidence, and I just feel comfortable with my skin now. Like, I would go out like this. I go to school with no makeup on every day. No acne. By the way, this isn't an acne scar. This is like a scar that I had before. That's another story. So yeah, these are the scars that I left over. There is a little bit of, like, pimples, but I don't know. Like, this was from acne. So the only regret I have is not starting it earlier, because I feel like I wouldn't have as many scars. But, you know, oh well, what you gonna do? But yeah, it was honestly, like, a really good thing. Like, I'm so happy with my Accutane journey. I would recommend, if you're on the urge, to bring it up to your dermatologist, discuss it, see if it's going to be a good option for you. That being said, there are so many other things you could do, like antibiotics, face washes, stuff like that, and they can work for you. They did work for me for a while, but then they just didn't work, and Accutane was really my only option. So yeah, I hope you guys, if anyone has any questions that I missed, I can do a part 2, so you can leave it in the comments down below. And good luck, guys, and just remember to feel comfortable with your skin at any time. Honestly, that's the one thing that really helped me go through my Accutane journey. And awesome.